And our guest speaker today is one that I know is that many people are interested. I know there are a lot of people who wish they could be here today. I got the emails to hear our guest speaker talk because he's a frank speaker. He is not afraid to tell you what it is, how it is, and just tell you the truth. Folks, we need politicians who will tell us the truth and not tell us what they think we want to hear. So it's my pleasure today to introduce Herman Cain, who's an American newspaper columnist, businessman, a political activist, and former radio talk show host. Mr. Cain was raised in Georgia in a working class family. He understands what the American dream means, and he understands the American dream is not the government's responsibility to achieve, but it's ours. You know, he's worked with a few small companies like Pillsbury and Coca-Cola and turned Godfather's Pizza around, done a few of those little sorts of successful things, which is kind of unusual for national politicians to do anything successful. But he's done it. He's got the real world experience. And folks, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for folks who represent us either in the White House or in Congress who understand and have real world experience, because that's where we live. You know, in 2009, Mr. Cain founded the Hermanators Intelligent Thinkers Movement. Hit 'em, I like that, hit 'em. So, you know, the Hermanator is with us today. He's a fighter, he's a scrapper. Mr. Cain he's a cancer survivor, stage 4 cancer, fought it, won, and is with us today. Give a rousing welcome to a true American, Herman Cain.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I had to wear my hat out here so some of you all would know that it was the real Herman Cain here today. But I want to thank you all for being here. What an absolute delight on this day. You know, the Founding Fathers got it right. They got it right when they said, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator." Notice I didn't leave it out like other folk. Never leave it out. They got it right. With certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It didn't say anything about a department of happy. It said the pursuit of happiness based upon each individual's motivation, aspiration, and determination. That's the spirit of America that the Founding Fathers envisioned. The Founding Fathers got it right when they believed in limited government, when they believed in enforcing the Constitution, not trying to rewrite the Constitution. And the Founding Fathers got it right when they said that we've got to get our hands around this runaway spending. We have become a nation of crises. We don't just have one. We've got a long list of crises. We got a moral crisis. We've got an economic crisis. We've got an entitlement spending crisis. We've got an energy crisis. We've got an immigration crisis. We have a national security crisis because we have a president that doesn't want to lead, and we have a deficiency of leadership crisis in Washington, D.C. and the White House. Leaders are supposed to lead, not sit back and wait to see which way the winds are blowing. And in every situation that I've been involved in my business career, the approach to solving problems and crises has been the same. Every business person knows this. I'm not telling you something you don't know. You must first make sure you're working on the right problem. It might seem like common sense, but common sense left Washington, D.C. decades ago, never to be seen again. It's afraid to go back to D.C. Work on the right problem. Why in the world would you, meaning the president, force through a disastrous health care reform bill when we got issues with Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare? Why create another problem when we ought to fix the ones we got first? Work on the right problem. Set the right priorities. You want to know the reason that this administration, and quite frankly, the previous administration, has not made progress on the immigration crisis we have in this country? Is because whenever you hear the term comprehensive immigration reform, that's code for they don't know what to do. They have no idea. And here's why. We don't have one immigration problem, we've got four. Secure the border. Enforce the laws that are already there. Promote the path to citizenship that we already have. We don't need a new path to citizenship. We already have one, legally. And number four, deal with the illegals that are here by empowering the states to do what states can do that the federal government is not doing. Give the power to the states. Instead of suing Arizona, they should have been sending Arizona an award. I can think of one that they should have been sending. How about a peace prize to Arizona? That would have been a good recognition of them trying to protect themselves. Leaders work on the right problem. They set the right priorities. We haven't done anything of fixing the immigration issues because the priorities have not been there. Surround yourself with good people. Every successful person knows that. Surround yourself with good people. Rely upon your experts. Don't ask them to put together a plan for you and then you ignore it or throw it away. We continue to hear that this economy is recovering. Well, I think if you ask those 15 million people that are still looking for jobs, if they believe this economy is recovering, you'll find out they don't feel like it's recovering. No, it is not. This economy is still stalled because instead of indirect stimulus with all of this government spending that has not worked, by the way, we need direct stimulus. Lower the top corporate tax rate from 35 to 25%. Make the tax rates permanent. When you extend tax rates for 2 years, you extend uncertainty for 2 years. That's all. Take the capital gains tax rate to zero. Take it to zero. Let foreign profits come back home. We have nearly $1 trillion offshore because if those profits come back home, guess what? They get taxed again. And then fifthly, provide a real payroll tax holiday for employees and employers, the full 6.2% for a year. That's direct stimulus, which would stimulate the economy. We have become a nation of crises. And there's one other distinction between Herman Cain and the current occupant of the White House. I believe that America is an exceptional nation, and we are going to keep it that way. I had a caller to my radio show one night who called because I was talking about the founding fathers and what they did in their wisdom to start this great country. And this caller basically lambasted me for saying what a great thing the founding fathers had done. I said, sir, why do you disagree with giving them credit for their vision? And he said, they had slaves. Why are you praising them? I said, sir, you missed the point. You see, the founding fathers, they could have set the bar low where they were that day. But they set the bar high so we could work up to all men are created equal, and that's what's great about this country. We work up to the ideas. We don't lower the bar, we raise the bar. That's what has made America great. Overcoming all of our adversities, overcoming all of our trials. And that's why we have to become the defending fathers. The founding fathers, they did their job. We've got to become the defending fathers and mothers. 3 simple things. First, stay informed, because stupid people are ruining America. They are ruining America. They want the American to believe stuff that's not true. Secondly, stay involved. That's why you came out here today, and God bless you. It is so great to see you, because this sends a message that you know this fair tax, Tea Party, citizen movement thing, it ain't going away. The sleeping giant is awake, and the giant is not going back to sleep. This sleeping giant called we the people is real. I have people asking me all the time, do you think this Tea Party thing is gonna go away? I said, what thing are you talking about? You talking about these people who want to take back their government? No, it's not going away. It's gonna get stronger and stronger. And the third thing, so we gotta stay informed, stay involved, and finally, stay inspired. They want you to believe that we cannot do this. Even though we took a big step on November the 2nd, took back the House of Representatives, that's just step one. They want you to believe that we cannot do this. You have some people in Washington, D.C., and some people out there that are upset that Herman Cain is thinking about running for president of the United States. And let me tell you why. Because they know that it's folk like you who are looking for a problem solver. That's what people are looking for, not another politician. Now, we have some good people that are politicians. We just don't have enough of them in the right place. And so they like to attack me by calling me names. Look, you don't get called as many names as I do. So, I'm an American black conservative, and that drives some people crazy. They go nuts. And I often get the criticism, Mr. Cain, you've never held elected office before. I said, that's correct. And then they'll say, do you think that's going to be held against you as a negative by the voters? I said, well, most of the people in Washington, D.C., they have held public office. How's that working for you? We have a mess with all of that political experience in Washington, D.C. Because I believe that the American people have gotten past color and they're looking for character and content. Let me tell you one of the things that inspires me to even consider doing something as big and bold as run for president. It happened 12 years ago, and I didn't know why. 12 years ago, my first grandchild was born. The first time I looked into that little face, the first thought that went through my mind, so help me God, was what do I do to make this a better world? You know, that's what your parents wanted for you. That's what my mom and dad wanted for my brother and I. My dad walked off of a farm at the age of 18, literally just the clothes on his back. My mom also grew up on a small farm, and they left to pursue their American dream. I never heard my parents talking about we were victims. I never heard my parents complaining about the social situation of the time. They knew that they lived in the greatest country in the world, and if they wanted to achieve their dreams, that they could. My parents did achieve their dreams, like many of you, because they used the only kind of equity that they had, sweat equity. Hard work is still the best way to achieve your dream. When I looked in the face of my first grandchild, and the first thought that went through my mind was, what do I do to make this a better world? I didn't know how it was going to unfold. But I knew that there were two plans in life. There's your plan, and there's God's plan. 12 years ago, God started showing me some things about what I should do with my talents, my skills, my blessings, in order to get this country back on the right track. And so I was inspired by my first grandchild, my second grandchild, my third. If you don't believe it's not about us, folks, ask any grandparent, because it's not about us. It's about the grandchildren and the next generation, and will they be able to pursue their American dream in the greatest country in the world? And I happen to believe that we are going to succeed in taking our government back. We are going to succeed at taking control of the Senate. We are going to succeed at putting a conservative in the White House. And I have a breaking news announcement. I have a breaking news announcement for President Obama and the liberals. The United States of America is not going to become the United States of Europe, not on our watch.